I discovered a 50-issue series called Scooby Doo Team Up, with every single issue of it being about Scooby Doo teaming up with somebody else. Now, it started off as really anyone, but not just DC characters. However, DC characters were definitely the most popular issues due to the fact that they're the only ones I see reviews on online. However, there are 13 out of the 50 issues that are not about DC characters. Instead, we get the Jetsons, Flintstones, and other characters who appear. The one that got my attention the most was issue 34, or what was meant to be issue 34. You see, these comics get collected and labeled multiple ways, with each issue later on being broken down into 2 issues for digital redos of the series. Therefore, issue 34 some places are labeled as actually a Hawkman issue, but that's not the one I want to talk about today. While other places combined stories into one issue, and therefore there is no issue 34 with only being less than 10 issues. But I'm going based off of the original run of the series from 2013 that only had 50 issues altogether. And with that, that means issue 34 is with the Birds of Prey. Now you might wonder, why did this get my attention? The reason why is because of the description. It completely ignores Huntress' existence. As it says, Batgirl, Black Canary, and their teammate calls themselves the Birds of Prey. They deliberately not name Huntress. Is there a reason Huntress wasn't named? Why is she just referred to as their teammate? As a Huntress fan, I feel attacked. That's a joke, by the way. I don't actually really care that much. I just really want to know why. Is it a censorship reason? Like the name Huntress sounds too scary to have in the description for a comic book directed towards children? Because her name is still Huntress in the actual comic itself, and she's on the cover. So why isn't she named in the description? She's just called their teammate. This issue starts off with just getting rid of Shaggy and Fred due to them not really being important to the story. The gang goes out at a fashion store for reasons. Apparently, Velma got texted by somebody to join the Birds of Prey, and she doesn't know what that means. The guys end up just getting left behind when Velma, Daphne, and Scooby get chased by a roke, which we didn't know is a type of bird. But they're saved by Batgirl and Huntress, Batgirl which actually was the one who contacted Velma about them joining the team. Black Canary then pops up to take down the roke by scaring it with her voice. As in her screaming voice, not her just regular talking voice. Now, they also seem to be going with the actual description for the word Huntress rather than the comic book character, as she seems to be actually a actual huntress and a hunter here, but she can't find the rogue after just chasing it down the street, which, while I understand the reason why, as we're about to get into, it's kind of embarrassing that her only reason that why Black Canary and Batgirl actually brought her here was to hunt down the rogue, and she doesn't actually do a very good job at it. Batgirl explains why she asked Velma and Daphne to meet them here. And that is because they need investigators. Also, it's mentioned how Batgirl and Black Canary had actually previously met them in the series, while they've yet to meet Huntress. Maybe that's why she's not in the description. They also seem to disrespect her even more, as we find out the Birds of Prey didn't ask Huntress her opinion on if Velma and Daphne should join. Instead, it was only Black Canary and Batgirl who thought of it. I don't know why she's not brought it in on the discussion of if they should join or not, but apparently she wasn't even asked. Instead, she just grunts saying that she didn't even know who they were. And I guess Scooby's now joining since he's already there. They didn't decide on code names. Scooby is Dogbird and Daphne's Redbird. I hate both of those names so much. Why Dogbird? Okay, maybe Redbird I can get behind, but Dogbird? Velma then first decides on the name Owl, which actually I think is far better than Dogbird and Redbird. But then Hunter tells her no, Gotham doesn't like owls, implying that the Corv Owls do exist in this canon. Which, I mean, yeah, fair. The Corv Owls are someone you probably don't want to associate yourself with. Then she decides to outright steal Raven's name and just add the in front of it. And it's not just like she doesn't know what she's doing, because she met Raven and the Titans earlier in the series. Black Canary even makes a joke saying how she hopes that the Titans don't hear about it. Although, to be fair, Velma did at least call her the name Owl, which she wasn't allowed to use, and Raven's a much better name than Dogbird and Redbird. Anyways, you do some investigating looking at the photos pulled from security cameras to identify anything weird, and they do. In both photos and the recent crime scene that just occurred, there was a very weird van parked next to it. Batgirl hacks traffic cameras to see if she can find it, which she does. So the Birds of Prey, including Velma, Daphne, and Scooby, ride the motorcycles where the truck is. But then another bird attacks them, but it's not a rogue, but a red and white one. It turns out it's a Thunderbird and has lightning powers. Thunderbirds don't have lightning powers, but yet again, it's a DC universe, so I'm just gonna go with it. It blows up their bikes, so now they're just stranded in the middle of the road and no way to catch up with the bird as it flies away. But then Lady Blackhawk with her plane just randomly swoops in with an electric net and shoots it on the bird and short circuits, revealing it's actually a robot, as Lady Blackhawk just flies away. Also, I feel like the reveal of it being a robot is pretty obvious due to the fact that it had powers, something that no one questions, by the way. Why did no one, not the Birds of Prey, not the Scooby Doo gang, nobody questions why this bird had powers? And I get it's a DC universe and there are a lot of weird things in the DC universe, like Supergirl dating a horse, telepathic gorillas, chimps who are detectives, but still, I feel like someone should have questioned why does that bird have superpowers? Afterwards, they get attacked by more birds, and they figure out it's actually the penguin controlling them, and they have a fight with him and his goons. And I have to point out, it's actually Huntress who beats the penguin here. And the comic ends with them declining the offer to join the Birds of Prey, but appreciate the offer. Personally, I had a lot of fun reading this. Yeah, it's not a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely fun. Perhaps it could have been more fun if they actually, had the other characters around, because I think Shaggy and Fred could also have been funny to have in the story. But again, it is more or less a Velma and Daphne story due to the fact that they have the female characters. And a lot of times they get the short end of the stick, so I'm at least happy that they didn't this time around. And Scooby Doo is around due to the fact that this is his comic, after all. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye.